Hello and welcome to another update video about Cosmos Atom. Cosmos is starting to look really interesting now, and it probably deserves back in a place in the opportunities charts. So I've made a few small changes to the chart, but nothing that changes the overall assumption here. It just makes more sense. You know, I did go into the subwaves again, and I had the overall count a little bit different before, but I think now, given the latest price information, this makes much more sense. That we had a wave 1 here to the upside, which peaked at $17. We then came down in an A wave, we moved up in a wave B, came down in a wave C into my support area for this wave 2, because overall, you know, the 5-wave move that we've got there, here, that peaked at $17 was in the end then a wave 1 as per this count. Then we came down in 3 waves, A, B, C, in a wave 2, and we could now be ready to move up in a wave 3. So this wave 3, we can look at targets here for the 3rd wave as well, but this is certainly an interesting trade setup in my opinion. Profits guaranteed, of course not, but certainly an interesting trade setup. So let's assume wave 2, the low is already in, which it could be, but we don't know that yet. So the target for that wave 3 would then be $27.18. Yeah, so that is quite interesting. What I cannot rule out is that we go once more lower in wave 2. Yeah, so it is possible that the low has been in here at $8.76, and we're now moving higher from here in a 3rd wave, and we go and zoom in as well, because there are new support areas that will become relevant for possible long trades. But what I cannot rule out at this stage is that we take out these 2 support areas and go lower, because we can still max out this entire support area all the way down to $6.70 without going full bear mode here. So the wave 2 can still come down lower. That's what we don't know. Yeah, you know, there's a limit to what you can do here. But then again, you know, it's from where we already reversed all the way down, it's just another 20%. That seems much, but for crypto it really isn't. So it covers that bandwidth, and as long as we stay above $6.70, we can focus generally on higher in a 3rd wave. So yeah, we've got an interesting 1-2 setup. We came into the support area. Anybody who bought in that reversal area here has most likely made some profits. Well, yeah, you have, because we're way above that level. But I think we are now due a retracement very shortly, and that retracement will tell us which scenario we are in. So it's a very, very important retracement and very important development, which is going to show us where we really are. Because let's talk about options here. So we've already talked about 2 options here on the daily chart, that wave 2 is in, or that we will go down a little bit lower in wave 2 as long as we hold $6.70. No reason to be worried. But then in the very short term, there are, well, I would say 2 main possibilities for a bullish breakout, yeah? So let's assume it is in the wave 2 low. Then there's 2 support areas that become relevant. If we take them out, then we will reset wave 2 lower. And again, as long as we hold 670, that's all fine. By the way, let's formulate some support areas in the box. I might actually need to, let me just check something here. Okay, so I have to readjust it slightly this support area. Gonna readjust it all the way up to 685, not $6.70, but 685. Okay, good. So let's just do that, because that is the 88.7% fib level. I could leave it at the 70% fib level, 78.6 at $8.02, but the thing is, if we come down once more lower, the chart structure would suggest that the 78.6 isn't enough. So I will stretch out already, knowing that we could come down to that 88.7 level. I will stretch that support area out until then, but just be aware this low could be in for the wave 2. This is the support area, or it has been, made you aware in the last video. This is the area where anywhere in here we expect a reversal. So okay, so let's say this support is holding now. There are two more support areas that will become relevant because we can now label the advance from this $8.70 low to the upside. We can label that as a 5-wave structure. So I go to the 1 hour chart. So on the lower time frame, you can put in here a 1-2 setup. So we have a 1-2 down here. We had a wave 3 to the upside. 4 and 5. That's how I would see this, right? But this 5-wave structure, as you can clearly see, would only add, would only complete a wave 1. Or actually, let me just go to the 5-minute chart. Just to look at the subwaves. Right, okay, you've got a small 1-2 setup here as well. And 1-2. So, okay, so we go back to the 1 hour. So we have the whole picture. Okay. So yeah, there's actually two 1-2s in here. So I'll use 1-1-2. Then we had another 1-2 in here. Then I showed you the 3-4-5. So this was actually a 3. Doesn't matter if you get confused, not so important. Just want to show you the 5-wave move. Here, 5 waves to the upside. That completes a wave 1. And then we would come down, or then we came down in what you could consider a wave 2. Yeah. So we had a wave 1 here and a wave 2. Let me show you that. 1, 2. And the first scenario would suggest that we're now in the 3rd wave. There will be a 4th and a 5th. In this particular scenario, yeah, this here was the next wave 1, and this here is a wave 2. So for this setup, or for this trade, this support area becomes important. Between $9.70 and $10.03. We should find support in this support area if this is the correct wave count. If we drop below $9.70, we will probably come into this area, located between $8.90 and $9.40. Why is that relevant? That is relevant because it could very well be, and we just don't, there's no way of knowing. It could be, yes, this was a wave 1, but the wave 2 is actually here, okay? And then we have here an A, B, C pattern. We don't know that, okay? My slight preference would be this count, 1, 2, and we're now in the 3rd wave to the upside. And we've done the first wave of the 3rd. This here is now the 2nd wave of the 3rd, and we should then be able to rally in the 3rd wave of the 3rd. And that's the wave you would normally like to be in. So this is interesting, a very interesting chart these days. It has developed from quite a bit of a messy chart into something that is interesting again, which is good. So yeah, hope you liked the update about Atom. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then please check out the channel membership. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye.